here it is. Giles really shined in the top 8 match thanks to the Psyframe Gamma really carrying him. But let's see if this will repeat again.
Yeah, I think Giles completely shut down the Salamangreat deck earlier on with his Gamma, and I mean, he had the nuts in all the games. Well, on the other hand, Herman won as well 2-0 against the Invoked Dome Magidra deck. But game 1 was very tough for him because he didn't have quite an easy time.
Yeah. So let's see, first of all, who will win the battle. As mentioned, there are a few differences in the deck list, but again, they are both playing a lot of enchops. But it is once again the non-Zodiac deck who is playing more. So we'll see this time if finally it is gonna pay off.
Yeah, what we usually saw throughout the weekend was Herman really fighting guard against all the difficulties he had, and that is maybe why last weekend at the remote duel YCS he went undefeated with this deck.
Absolutely. And yeah, Giles is the one who starts things off with Tanky and will use the Fractal. So there is no response from Herman, it seems. He's using his hands in a way where he's telling his opponent, I don't have any enchops. Could obviously be a bluff, as they tested together with Pierluigi.
Yeah.
And he's also playing Phantasmai. So it would definitely be interesting if two players on opposite side of the bracket with almost the same main deck card by card end up playing each other in the finals. So Giles is definitely there to stop it, but let's see if enchops come down from Herman. No, not the case. So for sure Giles can be happy.
I think maybe this is the first time that we don't see any entrap being activated against the Tri-Brigade deck while coming off. So.
And not even the Phantasmai.
Yeah,
exactly. So tough start here by Herman, it seems. But on the other hand, we are going to see a very unique start with the Lambda. So Giles goes for the Lambda, pretty much telegraphing that he is holding the Gamma once again. So his favorite tool today. And he's also not going for the Bear, which means he already has the Revolt.
Yeah. I mean, once again, another incredible opening and a different one we have seen so far this weekend.
Absolutely a unique opening here from Giles. Something we have not seen yet. And yeah, I guess it does make sense. Even if you're bluffing with the Lambda, you're definitely scaring off your opponent.
Yeah, and he set 2 spell and trap cards on his own, and as you said before, he has 99% of the time the Revolt.
Yeah, but the Desires is a great way to start things off from Herman. No response from Giles, so he will have to fight against 7 cards from the Swedish player. And here on screen you can see the Link Monster from Giles, which allows him to activate his Psyframe cards even though he has monsters on the field. So Herman again must try and play around it as much as possible. A Zodiac can be quite scary here, but maybe with the Gamma not so much.
Not going to be easy for Herman because as we said, pretty much Giles has the Revolt plus Gamma, and maybe he will have an Impermanence on the other hand. So
yeah, I mean, I would be quite surprised if he didn't have the Revolt. So we are gonna see an opening with the Keras, discarding an Nerval. So pretty solid stuff here from Herman. We'll activate it to search most likely for Kit. And no response at the moment from Giles. The Zodiac would have been really good actually, because if you just don't activate the effect and go straight to the battle phase with the Borbo, then you can activate both. But there it comes. So as expected, Giles with the Revolt gonna try and banish his opponent Keras. Do you think it was a little premature, the activation, or
I think Giles has a plan, because as mentioned earlier, the Lambda here means that he has the Gamma in his hand.
Yeah.
And maybe I expect Giles to have at least another interruption, so the other back row is, on my side, a good one.
Yeah, I'm just slightly surprised that he didn't use the Borbo as a material. But I think maybe he special summoned it from the extra. I didn't quite tell, so maybe he couldn't summon it back. But now, yeah, he's gonna resolve the Omen and the Nerval. So solid and usual stuff we have seen all weekend by the Tri-Brigade deck. So
yeah, very powerful, consistent, and we have said this a lot of time during this week, and no matter how you play this deck, if pure version, the Zodiac version of or with the Ashen Warrior, this deck is incredibly consistent, and with only a couple of cards you can swing enough damage to destroy your opponent, basically.
yeah, so here is the first line of defense. We can expect a Gamma in the end from Giles, and there is still a face down. I don't think he was playing the strikes. Yeah, so maybe that's the impermanence. But let's see how his opponent tries to continue. So he does by activating the Carvel. No, not that scary, honestly. He already activated the Nerval, so this only does and has the job of filling his graveyard with Beast and Beast Warrior monsters.
Yeah, because now, considering that maybe Herman doesn't have any Zodiac monster, Giles has the Gamma. So, just in case, if he wants to activate it when needed.
Yeah. Let's see. Again, he needs to do something to stay in this game, and he will try it by summoning another copy of the Fractal. Let's see whether he will activate the effect and he will be just met by a Lambda, but instead, nice recognition by Herman. He goes and attack the Lambda, destroying it by battle. This means now that the Gamma in hand is useless from Giles, at least at the moment, and he will be freely activating its effect. Is there an impermanence from Giles? Probably not. So this is tough.
Yeah. Once again, well played by Herman here, showing us he really knows his deck perfectly, and
yeah, he knows what he has to do, and he banishes the face down, which actually was a second copy of Revolt. So well played by Herman here. He keeps on going, this time summoning the Lombo, I believe, and triggering the Omen. So absolutely great stuff. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what he needs to do to just shut down his opponent.
Yeah, against all the difficulties he has had during this weekend, Herman has showed us that basically doesn't fear anything.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, for any guys who know Herman or who don't know him that well, yesterday he played in the last match, and he asked us to play in one of the last matches because he's also a dueling player, and he has been competing in the official qualifiers this weekend. So I'm really curious to see if we can interview him later to ask how those have gone and how he manages to just play at a competitive level, both the trading card game and Duel Links. So
very well played by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice play here, activating the Oath and sending the Lombo to the graveyard, so he gets a card from the deck. And yeah, very nice turn by Herman. Clean, nothing to say. Completely destroyed his opponent. Now he needs to pay attention to the Gamma, because he knows that's there. Wow, 4 cards to the back row. What a turnaround by Herman.
I mean, he was able to deal with Lambda, 3 back row, and with the Revolt, the Omen, so a lot of things.
Okay, he could have Cosmic. I would really expect it here. Yeah. Let's see. He's thinking about it.
Maybe he has Order as well.
Ooh, Imperial Order making us show here in the top 4 for the first time this weekend. One of the main decks by Herman, shutting down the tanky from Giles. definitely didn't see that coming, and I'm sure he won't be that happy about it. So seems like he might chain cold by. Okay. So Herman chaining cold by just to make sure that his opponent is shut down from activating Nerval this turn. Decent recognition there. And now he will just proceed and normal summon another, which is met, yeah, for sure by the Revolt. Is there gonna be a response from Giles? Doesn't seem like that's the case. We know, or at least we can assume, that one of the other cards is a Gamma. And at the moment, that card is completely useless.
I mean, I think we are very impressed by how well Herman plays this deck.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't stutter, he doesn't show any sign of uncertainty, and he's just completely dominating this game one. So, great stuff. Unfortunately for him, due to the Cold by the Grave, he's also shut down from his own Nerval.
Yeah.
Which is something to keep in mind. But at the moment, he's in the driving seat. Like, I'm not even sure what Giles could have. He just ends his turn, and now play is back on Herman, who will find the quickest way to just deal with his opponent life points.
Yeah, so now the only thing he needs to be careful of is the Gamma. Because rather than that, I don't really see a way how Herman here messes this up.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not super convinced by with Herman lineup maybe could have been the call by in the previous turn. Because if he would have kept it, he could have used the Unseen Warrior to get rid of the Imperial Order, and then he could have kept an additional out with the cold buy. So that's the only thing I wasn't a big fan of.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he's strong. Yeah, really showing up strong here. So
yeah, indeed, he's entering battle phase and past turn.
yeah, so we'll pay another 700, but the momentum is all on his side, and it is Giles who really need to top deck a solution here. And he just will try to normal summon another of these Tri-Brigades. Wow.
Wow.
Another copy, yeah. And Giles, unfortunately, has seen enough with yet a second copy of Revolt face down. Herman just completely dominates this game one, although losing the die roll. And what a way to win it. Absolutely demolishing all of his opponent turns. It's not like Giles had a bad opening. He had a pretty solid one. But now it's Herman once again is in the driving seat, and he's just one game away from meeting his friend and testing partner in the final, which is absurd to think about. So,
and now, though, looking at the side deck, Giles here, I think he will side in the Solemn Judgment, as we have seen previously in our matches, while all the rest of the other card, I think, is for going second. While on the other hand, Herman, I think he will go maybe for the Nibiru, and just if he wants the Didi Crow.
yeah, the Schoolmeister is also quite good in the matchup, so he will surely just play as many Entrops as possible, and then if Game 2 doesn't go his way, he will just bring on his own copies of Solemn Judgment, trying to win in Game 3.
And once again, we have seen how not relevant the die roll was, because, I mean, Giles started it pretty much with a really good hand. I mean, he had Lambda, 3 face down cards, and 2 other cards, which one of them was Gamma. And nonetheless, Herman was completely able to shut down Giles' strategy. So, very well played by Herman here, once again.
Absolutely, and we already mentioned it. He came here to win. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, you always enjoy the opportunities, but Herman, without a doubt, he came here to win. He felt short after dominating the Swiss at the YCS last weekend, and he is here just for one reason, and that is to win the tournament. And I think he has great possibilities at the moment. just as a reminder, again, he's testing with a lot of very good players, and we can see now finally why this version of Tri Brigades is so good. One of our players in the finals is playing the same deck, and we might see a complete mirror match. By the way, just like we mentioned yesterday, they tested also with Rafael Neven, another really famous and an important player in Europe, who will be competing at the YCS Top 16, which we will highlight on July the 31st. So make sure to follow us for all the news. But yeah, now the attention is all on Herman. Can he upside again Giles? I'm not sure. But Giles for sure will try his best. So I gotta say, just as a final, remark, since the Euro Cup is just behind the corner, in the semi-final, UK was one down, in this case, Giles, and they came back, so the dream is still alive, and the similar to would be really nice, because they would be meeting Italy in the final, so my pick was Herman, but in the back of my head, just for the meme, I'm rooting for Giles. Okay.
From what we've seen, Herman, I mean, it doesn't even show like a sign of weakness. Doesn't even bother that much sometimes. So I think he has played tons of matches throughout our last weeks.
I mean, it's it's definitely confidence. Sometimes just not wanting to show your opponent how you feel about something, and right now, again, just like in game 1, he's allowing his opponent to do his thing. So same opening. We see the kit, and are we gonna see a response? We do.
Right.
It should be,
Yeah,
because he's not playing Gamma. Yeah, so it's an impermanence coming down, stopping the kit. Once again, a slow start from Giles now. Only 2 face downs, and Herman will gladly accept that, and is now in a very, very good position. So starting with 5 cards, let's see if he has Pot of Desires again.
Wow.
He has Feather Duster. Whoa! What a start from Herman.
What did he have? Cold Buy?
Cold Buy, what a bad feeling. I feel bad for Giles here. You open with Cold Buy, and the Entrap is the Impermanence, the only one you can't really use it on. And the Rat Pier to come. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
This could be a short one from Herman.
Oh wow. I mean, this is the second time we see Herman having the RP's Feather Duster completely shutting down his opponent. And now, if he has a 3 Brigade monster in his hand, I don't want to say he can push enough for damage, but he can make like a huge field. So we will soon see and find out what Herman is capable of. The poor Giles, unfortunately, he had Cold Buy, but as you said, the impermanence was there.
Yeah, and now we just see the combo you see, I guess, less often, but sometimes this is the strength of the Zodiac engine. When you go second, you can go for the Zeus, but when you go first, it also allows you to combo off with the Rat Pier. So, great stuff by Herman. And again, on screen, we must show the card that allowed him to win the top 8 match. And again, is looking good, like he could send him to the final. RP Feather Duster. Kind of a flashback to the other remote duel, because as well, the player in the second half was winning his matches thanks to Feather Duster.
Now here comes the Zeus, and Herman passed turn. Okay, which is interesting. Didn't have any other things going on. Maybe has a couple of entraps in his hand. This is the only thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Herman playing it, and unfortunately not being able to just follow up the incredible Feather Duster start. Interesting enough, he doesn't allow his opponent to add with the kit.
Yeah.
Not that it changes too much, but it's basically asking him to commit something, which is the case here. So Almirage is summoned, and as always, we will see the Nerval getting him a Trade Brigade from the deck.
Yeah, no surprises here. Giles needs to find a way to deal with the Zeus, basically. Because maybe I expect Herman to have at least one Ash Blossom or something, because he didn't even set a car in his back row, so he might have one. He adds the fractal to his hand. This means that maybe he just wants to find a way. Not going to be easy, but
yeah, again, a really key card in the deck, which is the Zeus. Great having it, great having access to it, and already you can see here Herman just using half of it, so getting rid of everything his opponent has, who is now in a tough spot. He needs to find a way to force the second activation, but he has the talent, so great solution here by Giles, who decides to draw 2. And yeah, could have had a lot of different options. He decides to draw 2, which isn't the obvious one. And now we'll see if that is enough to find another solution for the card.
He really needs to pick up something good. Let's see.
Yeah. And I guess it's the weirdest thing about its deck list. So it is maining 3 copies of the card. But it seems like he doesn't have anything else. He sets Imperial Order. Herman destroys it in the end phase. And now even just a Tri-Brigade Monster alone could be enough to seal the deal. Let's see. He does normal summon it. As mentioned, he is gonna banish just 2.
Okay.
So not gonna go for the Axis code, I guess, right away. And let's see. He goes for the longbow. Yeah. Gotta play around Nibiru, I guess, and that's it. If he's careful enough to play around Nibiru, I think Herman has all it takes to just win this game. Giles did not negate the Tri-Brigade, and now we see the kit come down. This would be the 4th summon when it resolves, so it's plenty of damage needed to win the game. Let's see if it gets negated. It does, okay. So Giles stays in this game with the Gamma, which will help him to just stay in this, but let's see if Herman can find a way to get to the access code. So Gamma, it was the reason why Giles is even here. It completely allowed him to dominate the top 8 match. And now again, trying to keep his owner alive and well in this top 4.
Yeah. And now, if Herman finds a way to summon the access code talker, which I think has a 100% win rate this weekend.
Yeah, access code. Only Pierluigi, who is actually in the final, was able to withhold it with an impermanence, but it didn't matter much because he scooped the turn afterwards. So here Herman again gonna try and push. This is kind of riskier. I think this is the 4th summon, so we are still not in the Nibiru area, but we are soon entering it. So let's see how many risks Herman wants to take. He's gonna summon and get a card from the longbow. Let's see, and also from the Nerval, I believe, because he didn't use it yet.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the only card we can think of at the moment maybe is Nibiru, because rather than that, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't have enough to win right away, and I'm also surprised by the order. Usually you would see the longbow as the, I guess, the last chain in order to resolve it, but Herman thinks he wants to see what he draws first, and now let's see if he can continue to push here with the Keras, maybe. He does. Okay, so brave Herman. He wants to take it to the finals. He's not afraid to risk it for the biscuit. He goes for the Keras. He would now be under Nibiru, but instead he's just gonna go for the access code, which can granting the game once again. Let's see. Herman just moments away from winning this game. Let's see. Final moments of the duel. There is nothing else he can do. And Herman, once again, convincingly wins 2-0 and will advance to the final, where he will meet his friend and testing partner, Pierluigi. What a match. Congratulations to both, but let's go to the post-match discussion.